Welcome back. So in this video, I want to talk a bit more about my corporate background and my what I now call my apprenticeship in the 3D world, and then how I'm merging that in with my intuitive side and how I want and the energies, and also how I want to bring that to life and support others, whether that be in your own personal business or whether that be in your workplace, because that's something else that I love doing as well. I love working with big teams. So let me deep dive a little bit more. So I have had an amazing career. There's no doubt about it. I've had the most phenomenal experiences. Some of them have been pretty tough lessons out in the world, and some of them have been amazing. And, I'm really blessed to have had the opportunities that have been given to me and the lessons that I've had on my little journey. I left school when I was 17. I did not enjoy school. It didn't help me. It helped me have a social life, but it didn't help me learn. It was too restrictive, and Kathleen doesn't do well being placed in a box. She wants to smash out the box. And so my career and my growth happened in the real world. It happened not through a textbook, and that's amazing for some, but it doesn't work for me. And it doesn't work for many, actually. And so, I am somebody that is a get up and go person. I'm quite very focused, very driven, very motivated. I don't require someone to do that for me. I've got that ability to really do it within myself. My gift is very much around bringing people together, collaborating, working with teams, but equally, I work one on one with people. I've been doing that my whole career. And, I just see the light in people. I've had that beautiful natural ability to see the light in people. The difference now is I now see the light in myself, having gone through this amazing journey that I've gone through, and I believe in it and I know it. And that's the difference. And that's where I want to help people. I want to help people believe in themselves, in their own light, and know their magical gifts. And so let's talk about my background in that corporate structure. And you can certainly follow me on LinkedIn and you can deep dive. I don't need to go into my skill set. I think my jobs speak to that, but for a very long time, I've been running quite big portfolios, both in primary health, in the education sector. What else have I done? I was working in optometry for about 10 years, running some brands there. And, I've just had such a big variety. And I'm not someone that bounced around in jobs. I stayed in them for quite a long time. There's the odd one where it was a couple of years. But funnily enough, I started my life out hairdressing. And that wasn't for me either. I was like, no, this is a bit boring. I'd rather be in the seat getting my hair done. But, I've just been so blessed. I worked for a department store. I've run my own business with my ex-husband, like done multiple things. And everything has brought a level of expansion and growth. I've had the amazing opportunity of traveling globally and locally. I was traveling all the time for many years for my jobs. Every other week I was sort of on a plane going somewhere, it felt like. But equally, what I can tell you from my personal experience, and I guess I don't want to speak on behalf of others, but we have a lot of connections in this world. The corporate environment for me, where it's amazing, as it's from a skill set perspective, is that they have great structure, great systems, great processes, great foundational masculine energy things that need to be in place, right? And I'm not talking gender, I'm talking energies. And you will see that I will be referring to energies quite a bit, because I know from my own personal journey that when you bring your own two energies into balance, irrespective of how you identify, we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. And when we bring those into balance, everything in your life aligns and comes into balance. And this is integral in the business world. It's actually integral in all areas of your life. But let's talk about it in, let's say, the corporate space. So the corporate space, as it is today, is high masculine energy. It's about, we've got all those beautiful systems and processes, the foundations, which are great, right? But then it's the KPIs, it's the targets, it's the unrealistic timelines more often than not. It's you must work in this box and I'm putting this lid on you and this is how you must work. And what that does to people is it squashes their magic, it squashes their creativity, their nurturing, their feminine energy. And the feminine energy is the creative energy. It's the one that's going to make the money, not your masculines. Sorry. And I will talk about my own personal business experience in my business that I'm running now to give you an example. But the masculine is there as the structure and the systems and the processes, so the feminine energy within each person can come through and create abundance, get into their beautiful spiritual energy that you're all gifted with. And look, this is my journey and my experience, and I guess now what I would say is my truth, but it doesn't mean it's going to be everyone else's, and I totally get that. So I'm not here to force and impose change on people. I'm here to show that there is a different way, a different perspective on getting the best out of your team, out of your business, and out of you at a personal level. And just going through my own personal life journey and then being awakened like a big thunderstorm came flying into my home. I now operate and see the world really, really differently. I do not see it in black and white. And that, unfortunately, is what masculine energy does in the workplace. It makes us operate from black and white logic and gets high into the egoic structure. And it squashes people and it doesn't let them illuminate because we're so squashed and pushed into these little boxes and then put the lids on. It doesn't allow for that, the spirit to come alive from that person. And unfortunately, what it does, and I am going to speak to this, and this is, like I say, this is my voice speaking here. You either resonate or you don't, and it's fine. But for women, let's just talk about women. So remembering that we all, both male, females, have masculine and feminine energy equally, right? But they're out of balance. And so for women are built biologically to be in flow. Whether we want to hear it or not, we have a menstrual cycle and it runs in the cycle with the moon. And so we need to be in flow. When we're in high masculine energy, women are having lots of issues within them, their menstrual cycles and so forth, right? And it's because they're in these environments, whether it be in the workplace or even in their home life, where they're in this high masculine energy. And when you bring that into balance, and I know this firsthand, I know this through the women that I work with, this all changes. Suddenly they're not having all these problems anymore. And so because they're more balanced in themselves, everything's in flow, everything's operating. And it's incredible what actually happens when you tap into these two energies. For men, the other thing I'd like to circle back to on this is for women in the workplace, they can become very emasculating. They put this big ego on and they feel like they have a point to prove. And I get it. I get where it's all come from. And we're not going to bang on that story of patriarchal, history. I don't want to go down that, because if we keep repeating that story, we're just going to keep playing out the same stuff. It's just going to present itself in a different way. And the way it's presenting itself currently is women are emasculating, and it's not attractive. It's not you in your real power. It's you in fear-based energy trying to get your point across because we don't feel heard. And we need to shift that for women so that they can come into their power. Have a beautiful, healthy, masculine energy within you where you're balanced, but you can bring your feminine in because that energy is incredibly powerful and magnetic. Equally, men, become very forceful and egoic and just, and I guess this goes for both genders, striving for the next materialistic thing. or in the workplace, they're just very pragmatic and logical and just squashing not only themselves, but everyone else in the process. And nobody is doing it intentionally. This is human conditioning. And, this, I didn't see it. I didn't see I had this big masculine energy wall up. And I've had to work really hard to chip away at that energy and really balance myself out and bring in the feminine. And I will never put myself back in an environment again where I'm in that environment where it's high masculine, because it destabilized me. It made me feel like I couldn't operate at my best because I wasn't balanced. And so this is what my journey has really led me to. And so I really work with people now, whether this be in teams or whether this is be one-on-one or in your own business. I work with people on getting this balance right. And it is incredible the difference it makes. I can tell you, I have been running my own business. I stepped out, I took the risk. I was pushed actually by the universe. And I sold my home, I moved, and I set up my own business. I now work globally with people around the world. I have the most phenomenal connections. I do not go chasing any of this, by the way. I be me. I'm my authentic expression. I have really good systems and processes in my business. Thank you for the beautiful corporate structure, because I know that they are helpful, because when things hit the fan, you need to rely on these things. But equally, I can be me. I can bring me to the table, my authentic expression, and I'm unafraid to speak my truth. And yes, I know it's my truth, but my truth will resonate and my energy will resonate with those that are ready to hear my message. And so, and those businesses that are ready to hear my message, that change can happen, but sometimes we have to look at things slightly differently, and we need to get out of what's happened in the past, get out of all those stories, and start tapping into and looking at the energy and the energetics within your team, within your culture, within your business, and really start to really go, okay, have we got too much structure? Because too much structure suffocates that creative spirit that's within each person. And this is why people don't perform at their best, because they're not allowed to express. Now, yes, there's that over-expressing, by the way, which is ego. When you balance the two out, you'll get a more beautiful expression of your team as individuals, but then collectively they will collaborate in a very, very different way. This is how we create change. And I know that just from working on my own self, my own energies, and how I show up for me is how I show up for my business. And I can tell you I get the results. I don't force it. I don't push it. This is who I am. I have systems that I need. I have healthy boundaries. But equally, I have this magnetic force within me now that I've tapped into, and abundance just flows. And it will in your business as well. When you know about these energies, you learn about how they've been impacting you your whole life, and you start to create change for self. You start to smash all these limiting beliefs that are not true. They are the mind perpetuating old versions of yourself, old stories, old lineage stories, limitations, conditioning. It's all stories, and they're not true. And so where I work with people is smashing through that stuff and really tapping into the energy on where it's come from, so you can resonate and get rid of it and know that it's not true. It's a story and an energy pattern that's been playing out your entire life, holding you back. You all have magic inside of you. We all do. But when we're in these high masculine environments, one, we can't tap into it, because to tap into that, you need to be in some feminine, and you need to bring that alive. Bring it into your workplace, irrespective of where you work. Bring it into your own beingness first, and then what you'll find is it will radiate out, and you will operate from a very, very different place. You will be balanced, you'll be structured, and you'll find that your team will work differently, or if you're in your own business, things that you will start to magnetize in the right clients. This is how change happens. And so with my beautiful corporate background and the skill set that I've got in there, you can go and check all that out on my LinkedIn page. But with my awakening, it's awakened me to energy. It's awakened me to looking at things from a very different set of lenses. I do not see the world in black and white anymore. I can't. I've been so fully awakened that I know there's so much more going on here. And, I have a purpose, I have a voice, and I want to use it. And I don't want to force my change onto people. I want people to either resonate with my work, and if you do, that's phenomenal. If you don't, that's simply okay as well. But equally, I want you to be ready for it. I want you to be ready for my energy. So that is a little bit of I don't want to make this video too long, but I really bring in the blend now of my corporate structure, my intuitive abilities, which are very strong, and I can tap into the energy and work with people in different ways. And really, look, I'm already helping lots of people around the world, and equally, I've changed my whole life around. And anyone that knows me on a personal level knows quite in depth as much as they can know without going through the journey, themselves. They've seen the change, and you can do this. If you have got a deep calling to be in purpose, that is your soul knocking on your door, and it will get louder. And believe me, you can change your reality so much faster than you realize when you really start to tap in and learn about energy. So that's a little bit about, I guess, my corporate journey, but equally starting to bring in the energetics of what I do, and how that can just really transform your entire life at an individual level, both in your professional and in your private life, but equally if you work with teams, how the team dynamics will shift as well. Anyway, so thank you for listening to this, and I shall see you in my final video.